Hello everyone and welcome. As you can tell by the images on screen, you can see we'll be talking about two very similar social media applications. They are Twitch and YouTube. For each application, we will be covering the following topics: what it is, what are the requirements when creating an account, what are the advantages and appeal of using the application, what are the disadvantages, customizing privacy settings, and different ways of monitoring activity on these apps. So first up is YouTube. Let's see what this application is all about. So YouTube is a free video sharing website and application that makes it easy to watch and share video content online. YouTube was created in 2005 and is now one of the most utilized website and mobile applications. We know how popular it is because people watch around 6 billion hours of video every month. That's a lot of content. On average, 100 hours of video are uploaded every minute. Once again, this is a lot of content. If anyone that's a part of this meeting has ever been on YouTube, and I imagine you guys have, then you'll know that there is an extensively wide range of video content available to watch either on the website or the mobile app. All right, so now that we've seen a little bit of what YouTube is, let's look at how we can create our account. In this case, we'll be looking at the mobile app. So first and foremost, you'll need to download, install, and open the YouTube app on your device. Once opened, we're going to click on the user avatar that's located at the top right corner of the page. This will open up a menu similar to the one on screen where you can see the option to sign in. Then we're going to select create an account, and you'll be prompted to enter your first and last name, your birth date, and your gender. You'll then be able to choose a username to be associated with whatever email you are using to create your account, and then pick a password. Agree to the privacy policy, and then we will customize your account based on your interests. Once all of that has been done, the user will be ready to explore the app and the rest of its contents. All right, now that we have an account, let's go ahead and take a look at the advantages and the appeal of using YouTube. Anyone can use YouTube online or via the mobile app since it is free and easy to use. The wide range of user-generated content, or UGC, is definitely appealing to everyone of all ages. This wide range extends from music, video game walkthroughs, news, politics, tutorials, and much more. It's a place where people can go to learn how to do new things. For example, I'm going to use myself. I went to YouTube when I needed to know how to fix and replace the air filter in my car. Yes, there are videos for that too. And for all the influencers that create and post content, YouTube is a place where they are encouraged to be creative in the videos that they put together and post. YouTube has a platform that is accessible online through your desktop or your laptop and a personal computer, and on your phone with the mobile versions, both through your internet browser on your device, or if you've installed the app and you've set it up to where you can use it. It also has privacy features that are available to customize the user experience, right? Safety is number one. There is also public monitoring on the app, and what I mean by this is that because there are so many people using the application either as a mobile version or online, any inappropriate content and predatory behaviors are very easily reportable, and content can be removed when it has been flagged by multiple people. It's also easy to share videos on YouTube by allowing outside applications permissions to access what you're trying to share. Rules to restrict content are posted and can be found in the YouTube community guidelines and policies. That list tells users what is and isn't allowed on YouTube, and who these rules apply to. So these actually apply to all content, including videos posted or uploaded, comments made on those videos, any links that are in support of that video, and of course also the thumbnails. Finally, restricted mode is available for user accounts. So restricted mode restricts the type of videos users can view, and it hides the comments posted. Right, so all of those are great things that YouTube has, say, in its favor. Okay, now that we've seen some of the good, let's look at the not so great and move on to cover some disadvantages of YouTube. Just like other applications, when a new account is created on YouTube, it's public by default. So that just means that other users will be able to see your account's activity, your particular profile's activity, whether you've been liking videos or saving them. That'll be visible to the public if the account hasn't been made private. Also, when you're on YouTube, inappropriate videos may come up and play without any warning as to the nature or content of said video, especially if you have the autoplay feature on. So that means explicit videos or videos with unnecessary violence or any violent content, those could automatically play as they will come up under the list of suggested videos. And then for all parents out there who have heard your kids say that they want to be influencers, there is a bit of financial investment involved. Proper recording equipment can be, for example, a digital camera, a ring light, a microphone, and of course, video editing software. This is just to name a few. We're not going to go into, say, wanting to have a particular recording space, or if you want to have soundproofing in that space, etc. Right? The list goes on and on. I just want to make the point and make it known that while being an aspiring influencer is an amazing goal, it's not always as easy as it seems. And there has to be a financial investment made for this to be an attainable goal. Okay, great goal, just a lot of hard work and a lot of investment, not just financially, time-wise as well. Another thing that I found while doing my research about YouTube is that there are loopholes for parental controls set and also the safety and restricted mode. Technically, only teens that are 13 or older should be on YouTube and have accounts. If they are under 13, restricted mode could limit that iffy and inappropriate content that may come up. However, if your teen can find a way to reset the device that they use YouTube on, that will reset the default settings for the application or the website as well. Meaning, the safety features that, say, were set in place for their account, or if they were using the app on restricted mode, those settings will be reset to default and no longer apply. Okay. I do want to share with everyone how I learned about this loophole. So on screen, you'll be able to see a comment made by, a user that goes by username BendyDes. It reads, "The following message is for all kids and/or tweens that hate restricted mode. If you can find a way to reset your computer or your mom or dad's computer, that resets YouTube too." This comment is dated January 2020, so just the very beginning of this year. I would not have known about this if I hadn't been actively searching for more information. So this 13-year-old knows more about YouTube than I do, right? So I did want to share that with everybody and make sure that everyone is aware. Kids know a lot more than it seems. And of course, I'll also want to point out the last bullet point on this slide is that YouTube collects data on all users and sells that data to third companies or to third parties. This is how those third parties know what products to advertise for each user. everything that you search or you watch is being kind of tallied, tracked, and counted. And then later on, all of that will come into play when you are searching for other, material or content to watch, or that the suggested videos that come up on your feed will change, right? It will change to reflect all of the activity that's been recorded for that account on YouTube. I watched the one video on how to change my air filter on my car, and then all of a sudden I had videos related to, say, my specific model and make of car that were popping up as suggestions for more videos to watch for me, right? One or maybe two videos, right? But because of that search, I automatically am now getting suggested videos to watch how to change my tires, or how to do this, or how to do that for my specific model and make of car. So yeah, just everybody be aware of that data collection that's happening. That's something that I believe we agree to in the terms of service or the terms of use for YouTube. And moving on, so now that we've seen some of the advantages and the appeal of using the app, as well as the disadvantages, let's look at how to customize those privacy settings. To access the privacy settings, we're first going to have to click on the avatar, which you can see in a red circle, and then you'll have a menu pop open. Here, you'll see that the option, the option named Settings, you'll have to scroll down to the bottom. It's, I believe, the second to last option. Okay. Once you've selected that, then you'll see different options to customize your user account. Some of those will be remind me to take a break if you want to turn that on. Remind me when it's bedtime. Once again, you can turn on or off. If you want to apply a dark theme to your account, either the website or the mobile app, you can toggle that on or off. You can set your specific location. So this is actually more of a global thing, not a GPS tracker. So my location is going to be set to the US. That's where I reside. You'll also see where you can customize your notifications, how you want to receive them, and what you want to be notified about. You'll be able to see a list of any blocked contacts, of any blocked contacts that you've or accounts that you've blocked. Okay, and of course you'll be able to manage all activity for your profile or account. Those are just a few of the options on there. There are many more listed, so please go check those out. I do want to pay a little bit special attention to the restricted mode option. You'll see it highlighted in red on the screen. Restricted mode does a good job of blocking the majority of inappropriate videos. For example, anything with excessive violence or obscene language. However, restricted mode is unable to understand the context of a video. So it might not recognize everything in it that might be offensive. If users on a personal computer or a desktop activate restricted mode, it will only work when viewing YouTube in that same browser where they set those limitations. Okay, so it won't be enabled in a private browser tab or in other browsers that are accessible on the device. Okay, so that means if I open up Google Chrome and I customize Google Chrome to, say, restricted mode or set my customizations for a safer user experience, and then my student or my child goes and opens YouTube on, say, Microsoft Edge, right? The same settings that I put on Google Chrome won't transfer over to Microsoft Edge. Okay, so just be aware of that. And before we wrap up the YouTube section and move on, I did want to leave everyone with this tool. So if you're looking for more help and support for YouTube, all you have to do is type in Team YouTube Help into the search bar on either the internet browser you have open or the mobile application. and this YouTube channel will come up. It has many videos that can help by way of a visual and spoken explanation. Information is power. Please use this if you need it. Okay, now that we've wrapped up YouTube, next we're going to be covering the Twitch application. Twitch is a platform where millions of people come together every day to chat, interact with one another, and make their own entertainment. The primary focus of Twitch is video games. Users on Twitch can watch other people play games. They can see walkthroughs of, say, a difficult level for a specific game. They can interact with other viewers or live stream their own gameplay onto the application. Twitch's video library has expanded into other live streaming categories that include, of course, games, music, talk shows, sports, travel and outdoors, just chatting, so that's where people just go, I guess, to connect. There's a food and drink section and a special events section. This application is owned by Amazon, and just out of curiosity, I've looked up some stats. I found that over 404 million hours of content is streamed, and that more than 15 million people watch Twitch videos every day. Fortnite-related videos make up 14% of all viewing hours on Twitch, and in January of 2019, one single person set a record of streaming over 500 hours in 1 month. So they were live for, I think the actual number was 720 hours for a 30-day period. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys do the math on that. One user was connected and live streaming for 720 hours in a period of 30 days. Okay. But so that is a lot of time spent here on Twitch. Next, let's look at how to create an account. Because we'll be looking at, once again, the mobile app, before we go and try to create an account, we'll need to download, install, and open the app on the device. If you look at the images on screen, we'll see what comes up once the app is open for the very first time. You'll see the sign up screen, and then the new user will be prompted to enter the following information. You'll be asked for an email or a phone number, either or. Then they'll be prompted to create a username, and of course the app will check for availability. Once you have chosen an available username, you'll be asked to create a password and enter a birth date or date of birth. The account will need to be confirmed either via the email that you used to sign up or the phone number. And then once you have confirmed your account, the user will be set to begin interacting with other accounts or other users on the application. So they'll be able to start liking pages, choosing their favorite creators, and watching content of their interest. I was also pleasantly surprised to find that only users that are 13 and older can create an account. If a birth date is entered and calculated to be 12 or under, the following message will come up. It says, "Sorry, you must be at least 13 years old to create an account. To learn more, please read our terms of service." And then it leaves it at that. So that was a nice surprise. I didn't think Twitch would do that. Okay, so now let's move on to the advantages and appeal. Twitch offers live streaming videos for various categories and topics. So on screen are just some examples of the types of categories found in the app. We briefly covered them when we were talking about what Twitch was at the beginning. The Twitch platform is supported by various devices. Some of those devices include iOS or Apple and the Android system, right? Xbox 360, Xbox One, PlayStations 3 and 4, and I'm sure PlayStation 5 will support it as well. Amazon Fire TV, Google Chromecast, Roku, and the NVIDIA Shield, which is an Android-based digital media player. Broadcasting is free, and there is a very popular IRL section. IRL stands for in real life. Along with the ability to broadcast comes some social networking features similar to some social media or other social media applications. Those can include a timeline, the ability to send and receive DMs or direct messages. You can share status updates, you can post messages, and of course the basics, you can like, share, and comment on other users' content. Also, I wanted to point out here, an account does not need to be created to watch videos on Twitch. Content can be watched or can be viewed by anyone at any time. However, by creating an account, the user can add their favorite channels to a follow list. So it's very similar to subscribing to a channel on YouTube. And of course, when you have your account, you can participate in each live stream's unique chat room. Users without an account will be limited on what they can do while on Twitch. They won't have that chat room access. They won't be able to mark or favorite any videos, and they won't be allowed to like content, but they'll be able to view. A feature that can be used with live broadcasting is called hosting. So hosting is another really cool feature specific to Twitch, and this is a way Twitch streamers can broadcast another channel's live stream to their own audience. So streamers can and do earn money through subscriptions and Twitch partnerships. To do that, Twitch users do need to have an account though, and also need to have a big follower base. This platform averages 2 million users per month, so that just shows how many people have found a channel that they like or a user they connect with, or even content that they're interested in. And for me, these are great features of the Twitch app. And now that we've finished covering some of these great features, let's move on and cover some of the disadvantages of Twitch. The very first thing that we see on this list is time consumption. It's extremely time consuming because Twitch has so much content for a variety of interests that there really isn't enough hours in the day, to watch everything one would like. By looking to the graph on screen, the total hours watched in Q1 of 2020, that means January, February, March, the total number of hours was 3,114.1 million hours. Okay, that's a lot. So once again, between January and March, this is before shelter in place. That number exceeded even YouTube's reported numbers for the same time frame. Okay. Not only is time a factor for users that are just watching content, but also for influencers and creators. For content creators, the time factor becomes increasingly augmented due to the components included in creating their material. So the recording, the editing, any voiceovers that they have to do, if they are partnering with other creators, etc. So it just increases the amount of time that they have to be on here, that they have to be dedicated to creating the content. So that just means it becomes even more time consuming for them. Also, there is no age verification when creating an account. So while it's nice to know that if a user enters a birth date that ends up being calculated to 12 or under, the app won't allow the creation of the account. However, just like with other social media applications that don't have age verification, users can enter fake birthdays to make their account. And remember, it's not really necessary to create an account anyway to watch content posted onto Twitch. The only disadvantage of watching Twitch videos without an account are the limitations that are set in place. So not being able to comment or not being able to give likes, not having the ability to interact with creators or other people that are in the chat room. So it's kind of a 50-50. Like, if you don't have an account, you can't interact, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I did put it on the list because those are limitations. However, because of the no age verification, really anyone can create an account regardless of whether they are 13 or over. And then along with all the users that are on Twitch comes exposure to all of their individual ideas and opinions. There is no real way of knowing who is behind the handle being used, so it is always better to be as precautious. Just be as cautious as possible while on social media. And of course, the last bullet point on this list, Twitch is connected to Amazon's infrastructure and their services since Twitch is owned by Amazon. This connection makes it easier to suggest the use of services like Amazon Prime if you don't have it already, and Amazon Payments, which then can lead to users making real-time monetary transactions that can leave them asking themselves, wait, where did all my money go? It seems I already don't have, a great grasp of where all my money goes to, so I really don't need another area where I can say, oh, well, yeah, go ahead and use my credit card information. And of course, anything that asks you to input credit card information is always going to be listed on as a disadvantage, just because the more widely spread that information is used, the easier it is for one of those venues to be hacked and your information to be gathered. Okay. All right, so now that we've covered advantages and appeal and disadvantages of Twitch, let's continue on to how to customize privacy settings. So to access privacy settings, first we're going to click on the user picture, then on the gear icon. And finally, we're going to choose settings from the pop-up menu at the bottom of the screen, where we will see, like the second image on screen, different options for customizing our account. So the first option we actually see on there is listed as account. Under account, you can edit your profile picture and your bio. You can choose a presence status, so how you want to appear when you're on the app, whether you want to appear as online and available, if you want to be invisible, or if you want to appear as busy. And then right under that, we can see preferences. This is just where you can customize the appearance of the app, the mode, if you want videos to play in the background, if you want videos to autoplay, and when you want them to autoplay, and if you want to receive app update reminders. Okay, so right under presence, we can see notifications. Notifications is where you can go to choose how you want to receive what information and through what ways, right? So if you want to receive an in-app notification or if you want to receive a push to your phone, this is where you can customize that. On here, you can also choose whether you want to be notified when a specific streamer goes live, if you want to be notified when a video broadcast starts a vodcast, if you want to be notified about certain events, when they start, or if you want to be notified when people send you messages. Also, if you want to accept recommendations for live events. You can find all of that under notifications. And then under notifications, this is a good one, security and privacy. So here in this area, we're going to find the information we used. So if you used an email address to create your account, this is where you're going to find it. Or if you used a phone number, this is where you're going to find it. You'll be able to activate two-factor authentication for your account. Okay. You'll be able to change your password. You'll be able to turn info online tracking turn that on or off, and you'll be able to block whispers from strangers. So whispers is just Twitch's way of saying DMs. If you want to allow strangers to direct message you, then great. If you don't, you can go in here under security and privacy and customize that so to your liking. And then under security and privacy, we see recommendations. If you want to see recommendations based on what you have watched and what channels you've subscribed to. And then under system, you can find the licenses and credits for the application. Then we see the terms where you can find user agreement to terms of service outlined. And then under that, we can access community guidelines. This is important. Right off the bat, Twitch asks that all users participate in such a way that promotes a friendly, positive experience for the global community. Guidelines fall under common sense philosophy and apply to all user-generated content and activity on Twitch. Twitch reserves the right to suspend any account at any time for any conduct that they deem inappropriate or harmful. Such actions may include the removal of said content, a strike on the account, and or the suspension of the account. Okay, so this is where you want to go if you want to go get all of that information, but do pay special attention to those categories that we mentioned to be able to best customize for the safest user experience. And of course, just like YouTube, if you're looking for more specific help, you can visit the Twitch Help Center. The link will appear on screen. And if you're in need of more specific support, you can always click the Contact Support button at the bottom of the page. By clicking on that Contact Support button, the site will bring you to a new page. It will open up a new page and it'll have the title Email Us, where you'll need to enter the information that you have and wait for a support tech to answer, say, your concern. Okay. Information will be requested, so users will have to enter your name, their Twitch username, the email address or phone number that's associated with the Twitch account. And then there are a couple categories of questions and subcategories to enter just a little bit more detail about the problems or the issue that you're experiencing, and of course, what platform you're using Twitch on and having trouble on. So if it's the mobile application, I'm going to write on there that I'm using it on my Apple iPhone and that's where, say, I'm experiencing glitches. There will be an optional attachment upload area where you can upload, say, a picture or a message that you've received to provide just as much as detailed information as possible. And I also wanted to note here that if users wanted to deactivate an account, the user will need to log in on a desktop or a laptop. Account deactivation is not possible through the application. And lastly, I would like to share with everyone a couple different ways to monitor activity on these apps. Some options parents have for monitoring activity on social media apps are, first and foremost, you can always ask your kids to walk through their accounts and share their usernames and passwords. These account walkthroughs can and should be a regular occurrence. Parents can also create their own account on the application to, say, follow or friend their kids' accounts and even the friends, right? Their friends' accounts as well, just to keep an eye on what they're posting. Having random check-ins can also be useful, as these don't give an opportunity for kids to go in and clean up their profile, which they might do if they know a regular scheduled check is coming. And finally, of course, parents can use third-party monitoring apps. We have 3 examples for everyone today. The first one is called Bark. Bark monitors text messages, emails, and 30-plus social networks for any safety concerns. The next one is called NetNanny. NetNanny blocks applications on your children's phones, filters content, and tracks screen time. There's also a lot more, but those are the basics for NetNanny. Our final option is called Family Time. And with Family Time, parents can manage screen time, block applications on their kids' phones, and also keep track of their kids' whereabouts, so GPS basically. I do want to make it known that these 3 applications are not free. You do have to pay either a monthly fee or a yearly fee, and the price range for each of these will be specific to the coverage that you want. Okay? Now, having said that, I do also want to share with everyone that it really is up to parents to make sure that their children are safe and protected if they're being allowed on social media applications. These are not the only options out there. Because each family dynamic is different, these options may or may not work for everyone. So I do want to encourage everyone to explore other options or creatively come up with new ones that you feel will best work for the whole family. And that actually brings us almost to the end of this presentation for today. I know there was a lot of information, but hopefully you can see that safety on social media applications is our #1 priority for MCS students. We would now like to share some important resources with everyone, and then we'll take a few questions. The last slide of this presentation will be our contact information for further parent assistance. Okay, so for our class schedules and much more, you can go to the Modesto City Schools website and click on the Parent and Student Health Centers. Please take time to explore the new Parent and Student Health Centers. One is specifically for parents, the other is specifically for students. These sites provide how-to videos and trainings for our most used applications, and there's also so much more to explore when looking for parent and student help and support. So once you've clicked on the Parent and Student Help Centers, if you scroll to about the middle of the page, you'll find these parent tools. Here are those guides and how-to videos for PowerSchool, GoSchool Messenger, and Schoology, which are the 3 main applications that we're using during distance learning. And then you will also see this web page when you click on the Parent and Student Help Centers. From here, you can click on the training calendar and you'll be taken to our upcoming classes. So after clicking on that training calendar option, it'll bring you to this calendar where you can see I've highlighted today's date. Here you can find scheduled parent classes, and by clicking on any of the meetings in the calendar, you'll find the link to join the meeting. In addition, please feel free to explore this webpage as well. Our Department of Student, Parent, and Community Support will post our upcoming parent classes on this page. We would now like to share our upcoming classes. Today was day 1 of a 3-day social media series. So we'll be continuing this series by covering TikTok and Instagram tomorrow, the 15th, and finishing it off with Snapchat on Thursday, the 16th. Both classes are scheduled to begin at 2:30 p.m. on their respective dates. Winter break will begin December 22nd and end January 8th. And we'll be welcoming everyone back with a virtual meeting to discuss self-care and different ways to maintain our personal well-being on January 27th at 2:30 p.m. There's no need to write this information down. All information regarding our parent virtual classes will be on the training calendar. At this time, we will take a few questions and I will answer them to the best of our abilities. So if you haven't already, you can please type your question into the chat, or you can click on the raised hand icon to have a turn to ask your question. I'll allow a couple moments to see if I have any incoming questions. Thanks, everyone. Okay, looks like there are no questions or any raised hands, so we'll go ahead and move forward. So finally, here is our department contact information. Please feel free to contact us for any questions you might have or questions that were not answered during this presentation. Also, don't forget to fill out the survey to give us your feedback and share with us your recommendations for future parent classes and presentation topics. The survey link will be posted in the chat. So once again, thank you for joining us. Goodbye, everyone. Take care, and we'll see you next time.